Hi parents, my name is Glenn Arnold. I'm going to be your student science teacher this year, and I do a little something different in the classroom, a little different philosophy and methodology of teaching called the flipped classroom. And so I think it's real important that everybody knows what the flipped classroom is so that you know what to expect and so that your student knows what to expect this upcoming year. So we're going to run through real briefly here basically what the flipped classroom is. So the idea behind a flipped classroom basically is that it's sort of inverted. It's different or reversed from a normal everyday classroom. So in a normal everyday sort of traditional classroom, you've got students sitting in rows or at tables sometimes and a teacher standing at the front sort of lecturing and talking about what that is. Now that model works great for a lot of students, but a lot of students it doesn't work terribly well for. And we want to reach all the students, not just some of them. So the second thing what happens is students go home, and this is particularly true in chemistry and math classes. They go home, they start working on the problems, they don't get it. They get really frustrated. And when they get frustrated, when they can't solve those problems at home, they essentially think they can never get it. And they just, sort of think, hey, I hate this totally. I'm never going to get chemistry. The other scenario that comes up a lot is what if you're sick? I mean, you go home, you're not feeling very good, you're out of school, you come back the next day, and of course what the student asks is, did we do anything while I was out? Teacher's response, if it's not snarky, is usually, yeah, we did a lot, so you need to do all of this reading and come in before or after school for help, and that just makes the student sad again. So what a flipped classroom does then is it allows you to go from school or home and to work basically on anything. You can work on a computer, an iPad, an iPhone. You could do it on your way home. Essentially what it means is that the time is now your own. You manage the time. So what are the benefits? The benefits then are that, first of all, that the students, what they do in class then is they're working on projects constantly or problems in class. So those homework problems that they might have done at home and got frustrated by, they're working on in class. And the teacher's here to help them. They're in small groups to help each other. They never have to worry about getting frustrated because they didn't understand what the assignment was about. So basically we're shifting a lot of the definition stuff off to video lectures that the students can watch on those iPads, iPhones, all that stuff. And then we're going to offload a lot of the other work then to the classroom. The deeper learning is going to come through in the classroom instead of all of this time at home just getting frustrated. So what other sorts of things are we going to look at? Well, they're going to have a lot more time to explore, particularly in science classes. This means a lot more hands-on activities. It means a lot more labs. It means a lot more investigations and inquiry-style activities. Sometimes before the videos, sometimes after the videos. That just depends. But it means that there's a lot more time in class to be able to do those things than is ever capable, really, in a normal classroom. The next thing, I mean, what else can they do? They get a chance to be a lot more creative. I know in the past year that I've done this, I've had students making videos where they were actually explaining stuff to themselves and to other students and thinking out the entire process. And most of them found that very beneficial. And of course, then they've got time in class to take tests and quizzes and assessments, and we'll talk in the syllabus and other times about the rest of it, but they'll have a chance to retake those things and really master the material instead of just covering it at a breakneck pace, as is normally the case for a lot of classes. So that's basically a quick summary of what Flipped Classroom is. Feel free to email me at any time at the email address that's here, or to contact me on my Google Voice number, which will also send me an email. You can leave a voice message there, and I'll get that and be able to respond back to you, usually via email. That's the quickest way to do that. If you have any concerns or apprehensions, of course you can ask some of those things at open house night, but please don't hesitate to call. The point of doing this system is not because I want to do something new and innovative or anything like that, although there's some value in that. The real point of doing this is that I want the students to have the best chance to get to a lot of more critical thinking and a lot of more really application and love of science than just the basics and just covering material, because I don't think that's very beneficial to anyone.